GospelProducers.com. 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 GospelProducers.com.
yo. Where y'all at? Y'all let me know where y'all watching from. We live, like live, for real, for real. What up, what up? What up, though? UK, England in the building. We are international, boys and girls. Yo, Juan's in the building. Watching from Fayetteville. Yo, y'all get y'all people in the house. If y'all watching on Facebook, make sure you guys share for me. We got some really dope stuff I'm gonna share with you guys today with Loop Elements Pro that is now up and out. Let me stop this track here because I think we're good on that side of thing. Like I said, Juan's from Fayetteville. Y'all let me know where y'all watching from. And also let me know in the comments if you've already picked up Loop Elements Pro. Let me know if you've already grabbed it. And if you grabbed it, let me know how you like it and what you guys think about it. I've seen a really dope response to this. Like, this has probably been the best response to any product we've done up to this point so far. So I'm really excited to see what you guys are gonna do with Loop Elements. I'm really excited because this is gonna be super dope. So I'm gonna be live for a little bit today. Just so you guys know, let me get my screen pulled up here so you guys can see it. Loop Elements Pro is, let me scooch this in a little bit. There we go. Loop Elements is on sale right now for the holidays season and for Black Friday for 129 doll hairs, boys and girls. So I'm really excited for this. And if you own like Loop Elements Deluxe, or you own any of the bundles, on any of the bundle versions, like you bought Loop Elements 1, 2, 3, volume 1, 2, 3, you bought the whole bundle, you know what I'm saying, over the years, then you get the Crossgrade price of $79.99. So that's kind of what we're doing with that, $129 for that. After the intro period, it's going to go up to $199, boys and girls, because again, this tool is a game-changing tool. There's not any other tool out here that can do there's only one other that I can think of that does what Loop Elements does, and it is actually a $400 plugin. It's the only other plugin that I know that can do what Loop Elements can do, and it's like $400. And so I think that $199, at least when we discussed it internally in our team, that $199 was a great price point for it for the long haul. But you guys get an opportunity to get this for, and I think the Crossgrade is going to go up till $99 after everything is said and done, you know what I'm saying, after the intro period. So this is the time to grab it if you're going to get it. It's during this period when we just launched it. Right now, it's only available for Mac OS. I am working hard. I've been getting messages. I know my Windows people, I'm working on it. We had almost everything ready for Windows, but we had a major issue with Windows. Like we had a major issue that prevented it from working correctly on a pretty key feature. So I didn't want to release it. You know, we could have released it as is, but you know, you guys would have had some issues. And I'm not in the business of doing that. You know, I think about Apple. Apple dropped the iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence, right? And they've only released a handful of those Apple Intelligence features on the new iPhone now, because it's not ready for prime time yet, and they're going to release them when they get ready and when it's ready for public consumption. And we're taking that same approach. I would love to have dropped Windows on you guys, but for all my Windows people, but it would have been a different experience, and it would have been a challenge on a couple of things. So I didn't want to. We need to get the same experience across each platform, because that's just that's part of development. So Windows is coming. I'm going to try to get this done in the intro period. We're still working on it. And if not, you know, we'll come back and when we do drop Windows, we'll do a special offer for Windows users. We'll honor that. Don't worry about that. And then same goes for Pro Tools AAX. I might actually have that done in the next few days. We're waiting on a build to come back on that. So I should have Pro Tools hopefully done in the next few days for those who use Pro Tools. But for right now, it's available for Mac OS. You have the standalone app version, and you have which I'm going to show you guys today, which is game changing in and of itself. Just the fact that it's standalone, works out of the side of the DAW. It's its own app that runs on Mac, not iOS yet, but it's its own app, and it does its thing. And you guys can use that to create loops and run live. And we're going to showcase those features and stuff today. And you get VST3 and AU. For Logic and Ableton and any other DAW that supports VST3 or audio units. You can use it for that. All right, so that's the details on that. You guys make sure you go over here to the website. I pinned the link up everywhere. Make sure you guys go and grab that. All right, let's see. Anybody, y'all let me know where y'all watching from. We got any more? Man, my man Kieran said, thank you, man. It's dope. Plugin is dope. Thank you so much. You got it. Yes, sir. Thank you for the support. Dustin is buying his today. Yes, sir. Let's go. I got my man Julius D. Berry, my boy from back in the day. Man, I appreciate you, bro, from stopping by. Thank you so much. Me and Julius grew up together. Used to play in the JCM Gospel Choir, bro. Like, man, we have come a long way. Crossgrade options are owners for Elements Volume 2. You have to own Deluxe. You have to either have bought Deluxe or you would have had to have bought one of the bundles. So we sold I sold in the individual copies of Loop Elements, right? Like you had Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. We did Volume 1 was just called Loop Elements. It wasn't even called Volume 1. Then we eventually had to come back and do Volume 2 and then Volume 3. And then I put them together in a bundle where you can get them all together, right? So either you're the guy who bought all three in succession, or you bought the bundle, or you bought Loop Elements Deluxe over the years. It's been out for about 4 years now. And so you had to have bought one of those versions in that capacity. Not, oh, I bought Loop Elements Extreme Worship 3 years ago. Give me the Crossgrade price. No, we can't do that. I'm sorry, guys. Would have loved to have given you guys the Crossgrade price at that level. But I want to honor the people that have, it's just a thing. You know, you want to honor the people that have honored you over the years. And if you bought Loop Elements Deluxe, you spent $100 on it already. You know what I'm saying? If you bought Extreme Worship, you probably spent $30, you know, but the guy who paid $100, you know, I can honor that deal, you know what I'm saying, versus someone, and that I honor all my customers. I don't want to, you know, make it seem like I'm not doing that, but it's just, I think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? I think anybody else would agree with that or whatever. So that's one of the reasons why I went live today. I wanted to answer some questions, some different things like that. iOS in the works. I am working on a bunch of things when it comes to iOS. I'm trying to learn that environment. It's a different world, like Dwayne Wayne said, from where you come from. But no, it's a different world in iOS. While they are siblings, you know what I mean, and they share some of the same code base, developing for iOS and developing for Mac OS are two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Two different types of DNA. You have to be careful how you know, again, I'm all about user experience. I could slap something over there just for the, you know, sake of slapping it over there, but I don't think that's going to be valuable to the end user. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing something over there just for the case of doing it. But I'm working on learning iOS coding environment and really like trying to bring stuff over there. Hopefully this will be something in 25. We'll be able to bring some of our products over to iOS. That is the hope in 2025 to get there. But I don't have an ETA on any of that stuff now, but I hope that I'm going to have some breakthroughs on some things here in the next, you know, few months where I'll be able to kind of focus on that or what have you. Let's see. Well, Yvette, I hope I said it right. I got mine too. I play primary old school gospel in here, so I can't wait to see. Yes, we got some stuff for everybody in there, and that's what you guys are going to see today. Like Loop Elements is a really, it's really versatile. You know what I'm saying, in terms of what you can do with it. whether you're using it for some old school loops or shout tracks or trap or pop or whatever, you're going to be able to get, you know what I'm saying, get some use out of it. And we're going to showcase that today. So I'm really excited to show that to you guys today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's have a little fun. So let me get over here. Let's get over Yvette. Okay, I got it right. It's pronounced Yvette like that. Okay, got it. Got it. Won't mess it up again. Yvette. Thank you for that. Let's see. So I want to jump over here to the standalone version of Loop Elements. Let's make sure you guys got some audio. You guys can hear that? Let me know in the comments. Let me go do something real quick. Because I need to move a couple of things around. Because I need to be able to see you guys' comments over here. And let's see, he says, it's got a bit of everything for all musicians and producers. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's see here. I'm just moving some things around on my screen so you guys can be able to see what needs to be. Meditation tracks. Awesome. Yeah, okay, we got audio. Good. Because I hate getting into something because I don't be looking at the comment section. You guys be like, I can't hear. All right, I'm gonna grab my headphones. All right, so we loop back in with Loop Elements again. This is the standalone version of it, which is its own app, works outside of any DAW. This is totally independent of Ableton or Logic or Pro Tools or any of those DAWs. You can use this live, and I built this specifically with the live musician involved, on my mind. I built this specifically with the live musician in mind. And I've been a musician, producer, musician first for well over 20 years, performed in all kind of venues. And this has been the dream to build something like this. And so I'm bringing all of that experience. You guys, if you've been following me for any long period of time, you know that I have been the king of tracks for the last like 15 or so years, from stems to loops to all of those things like that. That's just been kind of my bag. And so I've been bringing all of this experience over into what I'm doing here and building this particular app for you guys as a live performance tool. So let's kind of dig in. I just want to have a little fun first because in the live, I got a chance to showcase some of the showcase some of the loops, but we didn't really like dig all the way in. So I want to like just kind of demo some of the loops and stuff, because this comes with over, we got close to 300 preset loops in here that you can use right out the box. And then you have hundreds of samples that you can use to create infinite amounts. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to like work on, like showcasing some of the loops. And I'm going to also going to show you guys like how you can really dig in or whatever. So let's see. For my church people, let's just kind of dig in and let's listen to some of these church loops we got in here. Check this out. This is called mid-tempo praise and worship. Yeah. So I want to show you guys something here dope. Preset BPM. I talked about this in the live yesterday, in the reveal yesterday, but preset BPM is very important. You have global BPM, right? That you can change this to whatever you need it to be. So I can bring this down to like 83 if I wanted to. But if I want to kind of get it at the suggested BPM, which is 100, I turn on preset BPM. Click there. Now it goes to 100. Woo. Yep. Yep. That's dope. Next one. This was called Church Welcome 101. So like this is like your your welcome song. You know, everybody's got a welcome song at their church, right? Woo. Woo. Then that Sunday drive, you know what I mean? Woo. You know what I'm saying? That's just a different variation of it. So let's listen to some of the, it's got the hay in there. That's what's in there. Yep. It's a fire. So let's kind of break it down. This is what builds this loop up. You got that. Got that. Got the clap. The tam. Shaker. And the percussion. Oh, and then the stomp, of course. And that comes in on the one right around here. You know what I'm saying? Woo! And then this is the hay. You know what I'm saying? And it all comes together to build this loop. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Praise and worship flow. Woo! Yep, yep, yep. Again, let's break this out. This is just kick. This is a real simple kind of loop. Got an element right there. You got an element right here. And then you can add elements, right? I can easily come here if you want. If you think it's a little too plain, I can add this in. Ooh. Or I can come in, add a shaker. Maybe I want like a shaker in there. And maybe that shaker's a little too harsh. Kill the decay on it a little bit. Kill some of the mids. You know what I'm saying? Maybe pitch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Pan it left. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Then feels like it's missing something else. Let me see. What else? Let's see. What else can we just add a tambourine, of course. Why not? See what I'm saying? And you got a whole nother loop. Now, if you like, I like that loop, I would just save it as, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to save this loop in my users. We'll save it as Yahweh full. And I'll make sure the BPM is 109. This is just me, 109. I like that, you know. Boom, I got that in there. Now, if I go down to my user folder, you'll see it in there, Yahweh full. It's just that dope. You know what I'm saying? Where was we at? I'm just going through some of these loops. There was another one. I like this one. It's called Oh My God loop. Like, oh my God. Woo! Oh my God. That's a bop. Yep. Yep. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's called Oh My God. Because you'd be like, oh my God. Imagine this is your in-ear mix on Sunday. And y'all just doing y'all thing. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me pull up. I can pull up Peculiar Sounds, you know, because they both run standalone. You know what I'm saying? These apps both run standalone. You know what I'm saying? And I could easily, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I got this running through the right. Now I got to run it through my Mac speakers. There we go. You know what I'm saying? Keys. And you can run them both together. Whatever the case may be. I got some delay. I got some latency. I think it's because I got the audio, way I got the audio ran in the stream. I'll do another video where I use both of them together. We'll come back to that. But that's a bop. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, like if you know, gotta throw in a shout. I got a shout in here somewhere. Look at all these loops that we got just for church stuff. This stuff will get you going for like Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? Like you need a good bump. You know what I'm saying? Perfect bump. Or even this one with the stump. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe this one. I love the hey. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it perfect. Woo! Woo! You know what I'm saying? This one has the kick on it. Woo! Woo! Yep. Yep. Y'all gotta get this so you can use this at church. You gotta get this, just if for nothing else, for just this loop. Let's see how this one is broken down. Listen to this. That's crazy. Let's go through all the elements. These are just the elements. Shaker, element, kick. Then of course you got the hey. You know what I'm saying? Tambourine. Now you know what's dope as well? This is a good way to show this. You can use your key commands, because again, we got key commands. You can use this to solo and mute stuff, right? So I can go, maybe I want to take the kick out. I'll press 6. Oh no, it's on 7, sorry. And we got like a dope breakdown, you know what I'm saying? Then we bring it back in. Just by pressing 7, that's all I did. Pressing 7 on my keyboard. Maybe we take the kick and the clap out. That's a bop, bro. That's crazy. We bring it back in. 1, 2, 3, So you see what I'm saying? It's just like fun because it allows you by using key commands. And let me bring my key command joint back up so you guys can actually see the commands that I'm using. Make sure that that's open. Let's see. Yep. So you guys should be able to see the key commands now. So like, man, just the fact as I'm going through, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I want to solo just the kick and the tambourine and the shaker. So that's 4, 5. So we'll just do like this. I just press RTY. Bring it back in. The key commands just changes like everything when it comes to like, you know what I'm saying? Like really, you know what I'm saying, using your loops. And that's like for like shout stuff, of course. But you know, we just got all kind of like, listen to some of these grooves. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. Come on, man. This on Sunday morning. That's just why I gotta hold on. I gotta load up like something here. Give me a second. I think I know what was causing my trouble earlier. Let me pull this up because we're gonna come back over here to Logic here in a second. But I ain't like, yo, like being able to like, let me pull up Peculiar Sounds over here. Or like, yeah, let me just do that. There it is, V2. I was trying to find it. Let me just do this, man, because it's just too good. There we go. Let me see if I got, make sure I ain't got no latency. Gotta find my foot pedal. Still got a little latency, but I might can get through it. You know, you're blessed in the city. You know what I'm saying? Offering time. You know, it's offering time. Bow. Bruh, like tithes and offering is gonna be like 25% that Sunday. You know what I'm saying? You pull up to church tomorrow with this loop, offering time runs around, and you go, bro, they gonna be like, give Lafai, you know what I'm saying? Logging into the app, they giving 20%. Bro, what you talking about? They giving 25% that Sunday. They giving above and beyond. They giving exceedingly and abundantly more than you ask or think that Sunday. You pull up with this, bro. That's exceedingly abundantly above. That's blessed in the city for real. All right, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm not gonna beat that horse. But like, the grooves are just infectious. You know what I'm saying? We call this one "It Slaps." I don't even know what I can't even remember what loop this is. Yep, it slaps. That's why it's called "It Slaps." That joint is called "It Slaps." Woo! You see what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of stuff. And then of course, like we got a folder for like worship, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Woo! That's about just that by itself, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That was called Perfect Worship. You know what that is. That's like, hold on, let me pull up. Good keys and strings and a pad, piano layers. You know what I'm saying? That loop, Oh, the keys are low. Hold on. I know why. I'm glad y'all said something. Thank y'all. That should be better. Let me see. How's that? Is that better? Or you hit them with a. Anyway, that's why that's called perfect worship. Because that's like the perfect worship loop. You know what I'm saying? That's like the perfect worship loop. That's like the perfect. I just love it. Like, I mean, what else would you need for worship tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? On Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? What else would you need for worship on Sunday morning? And we got like tons of these. You know what I'm saying? Just vibes for days. You know what I'm saying? And so that's like, it's just a bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just do what you need to do. But even outside of like having like the church stuff, the worship stuff, and all of that stuff, which those are dope, right? We got a lot of other like styles in here. So like some of the pop stuff is just like dope to me. Like some of this pop stuff, like listen to this. And even, you know, if you're a live musician, this stuff can even work for you, like for some of this stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Woo. Uh-oh, that's that joint. Let's see. You could definitely use that for I got some latency, so it's funny. But you know what I'm saying? Like you can hit them with that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a bop. And this is all in Loop Elements, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the R&B folder. Listen to some of this stuff. Woo! Woo! Mm-hmm. All this in one like plug-in. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. That's a bop. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. That's a bop. Then you got some of the lo-fi stuff. I love these because look at what we got here. Let's break this down. You got nice kick, right? 2 kicks, hats, snare, listen to that. And then you got the vinyl noise. All that in one loop. It's 8 elements coming together to make like one whole vibe. That's dope. Let's go to some of the traps. Oh, trap, of course, is my thing. So we got the church and we got the hood all in one plug-in. That's crazy. Now this one is one of my favorites. This joint is called Super Epic Beat. I remember doing this one. I did this one. This was like, I did this beat, like I did this loop, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I was playing around with it and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I pressed the space bar and I sat and listened to this loop for like 5 minutes, just the loop itself. Woo. Come on, man. Come on. Listen to that for like, this is all in Loop Elements. Yo. I was like, yo, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. This was called Give Us the Trap. early 2000s trap. That's wild, bro. Now here's another one that I did that I thought was like absolutely crazy. And this uses like the halftime. Like it uses like the 4/4 halftime right here. It's really, really cool. So it's 137, but I cut it in half. And so you get this. That's crazy, right? Super crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because, and then it's using like delay. So the standard, this is what it was like standard. This was the regular 137 BPM. And that's cool, right? It could be used as a high energy type thing, but just the fact that you can, watch what happens when I cut it to halftime. We go from this to this. 1, 2, 3, and. And so you can use this even in production. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm keeping the BPM the same, right? Maybe you got a part of the song where you want to speed it up and go. You know what I'm saying? Then slow it back down. Crazy, right? I love that. You know what I'm saying? So we got all of this kind of stuff. Afro, we couldn't leave out my Afro. Ah! Loops to just make you. This was called Late Night Afro. Probably because I did it when it was late night. Probably late. It's probably like 1 in the morning. So as you can see, Loop Elements is just super loaded for this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then with being able to use key commands, being able to do all of those things, it really like works for like the live musician and being able to kind of set these things up for guys to, you know, for you to be able to kind of lock and load. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. My man said it's a vibe. Yes, sir. Okay, I brought the keys in. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did show that. I hope I showed you guys the chop trap loops. I just did that. Manuel says this is fire. Definitely game changing. Kieran said definitely be using this. Yvette said definitely, ooh, the possibilities. Yep. Ed said it's fire too. Super dope. So excited to be locking in with you guys. This is dope. I really enjoyed putting this together for you guys. Let's see if there's anything else I want to cover here in the standalone version before I move on. I want to show you guys some stuff in the plugin. I actually want to break down the trailer track that I did. Okay, MIDI mapping. Let me show you this real quick because this is important and this is cool. I'm going to show you guys something here. Let me switch over here. So I'm going to show you guys how you can map a MIDI controller inside Loop Elements. So I got this basic one. This is one of the ones I kind of use. It's the Korg Nano Control 2. It's one of the most ubiquitous MIDI controllers. Some of you probably got this, still haven't, probably have had it like me, had to like pull it like 5 years. But this is still on sale. You can still get these. So I thought it was really, really dope to pull this out and use this for showcasing MIDI mapping inside of Loop Elements. Okay, so let's go in here. We got Loop Elements open, right? And so anything can be MIDI assigned, but what you're gonna have to do is go into your settings or your preferences, and you're gonna have to make sure that you select your MIDI controller, right? That way I've got that, the Nano Control 2, right? So now I can use this as a controller inside of Loop Elements to map anything. So let's say I wanna map these faders. I'd right click, go to Learn MIDI CC, and then I'd move fader 1. Now that is mapped. And then we go to Learn, and then this one is mapped. And then we go to right click, Learn. Then that one is mapped, and so on and so forth. I would go through and I can map my knobs. Like if I wanted to map this knob, you know, I can map that. I want to map this. I'm not going to map everything here because it would take, you know, too long to do like for this video. But, you know, you kind of get the point. Like you can map this knob, map that knob, map this fader. You know what I'm saying? I can map the mute. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I want to map the mute here to, oh, this did that wrong. Maybe I want to map the mute to like this guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's mapped. You know what I'm saying? So we have those kind of things already kind of mapped in. So you can use those. So got that going. Maybe the play button, we want to map the play to the play on here. That's going to be helpful. So like we map the play button. You know what I'm saying? Now I got that mapped. You know what I'm saying? Stop button to stop. So now I can play and I can stop the loop all in one, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of got that ability to be able to do that. And so you can play, control the volume, accidentally map the mute to that, right? We'll remove that. But, okay, so you can start to play. You can turn it up and down. You know what I'm saying? Pan it, all of that. So that's pretty much like how you would do the MIDI mapping inside of, you know, Loop Elements. That's pretty much how you do the MIDI mapping inside of Loop Elements. It's just really going through and mapping everything to your taste, you know what I'm saying, and being able to do that. So, you know, that's how you would map MIDI inside of Loop Elements. I think that's a really key feature that's really cool that you guys can use. Let me see here. She said, I'm gonna do some trap music. Okay, gospel, and I'll let y'all. That's funny. Absolutely. Can any of the loops in Loop Elements Pro be transferred to Loop Elements Deluxe? So anything that is, so Loop Elements Pro replaces Loop Elements Deluxe. All of the elements and stuff that were in Loop Elements Deluxe, that were in Loop Elements Volume 1 through 3, all of that, the swing machine, all of that stuff is in Loop Elements Pro, right? So we moved everything. I took everything that I did with all of those volumes and we compressed it into Loop Elements Pro. So now you have everything that you had access to in the previous versions of Loop Elements. You can access those loops here inside of Loop Elements Pro. So you can easily just go here, go to empty, shakers, swing shakers, elements. You got swing elements, you got 6/8 elements, you got 4/4 elements, you got 3/4 elements. You got all of that locked in, your 3/4 snaps, your 3/4 shakers, your 3/4 snares, and all of that stuff is built in to Loop Elements or what have you. So you don't have to worry about like trying to transfer or move stuff. Like stuff doesn't need to be moved between the volumes or anything. Like everything that was in you had before is in your Loop Elements Pro. So, you know, that's pretty much that with that. All right. So I'm gonna, before I jump over and, you know what I'm saying, do something with showing you guys this trailer track in the DAW, let's build a couple of loops. I just want to do that, you know, for you guys. Let's build a loop, show you guys how easy it is. And then I'm going to show you something that's really, really cool, what I like to call set list mode, where you can create your set list inside. Matter of fact, let me show you that real quick. So if you want to create a set list inside of Loop Elements, right? Say that there are like several loops that you want to put into a set to use for like a church service or use for a live gig that you're playing on, whatever the case may be. You can easily put any of these loops into a set, basically, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over. I've already started some stuff, but I'm going to unstar whatever I've gotten so you guys can see how to do this. So what you're going to want to do is go into any folder where there's any loops, maybe loops you've created, and just click on those loops. So we'll click on this one and get the star. We'll star those loops, right? And this is adding it to your set list. And then we'll do like You're Great. Then I'll add the Oh My God loop. And then I'll add the Where you got? We'll add the church bump with the hey in it. All right. So now when I click on the star, there are all of my loops. You know what I'm saying? Just isolated in one place, right? I don't have to go looking for them. I don't have to do it. You can literally just click the star. There's all your loops. And then you can literally click in here, start and run that loop. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Literally click and start and run that loop. Then you can go. Let me say it again. Hold on, I gotta see. Can you guys hear that? Let me make sure something. Make sure I saw my audio drop over here. I want to make sure that you guys can still hear. Let me see something here, guys. Okay. No, I just had to see something. Okay, cool. I'll fix that later. So once you want to kind of see the loops that you've added, just hit the star. You click on it, start and run that loop. Then that song runs for as long as you need to start. You don't even have to stop the loop if you don't want to. You can just hit the fade button and it will like fade it out, right? But the loop is still running, as you can see, right? Then you can click on your next loop, right? Then you can fade that in. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all do that song for like 4 or 5 minutes, right? Fade it out. You know, y'all got y'all thing going on with all of that. Now, it just depends on your vibe. I like the fade in option. I think that's really, really cool because you can kind of keep your set running without having to, like, you just press the space bar once at the top of the set and just keep it running, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. And you don't have to come out of play mode. And then when you get ready to, you know, bring that in, you just literally hit the fade button and now you're back in with that loop, you know what I'm saying? And then that song runs. Now, if you're the type of person that just likes to stop it, then you can just stop it. And then you can go to the next one and then you get that. You know what I'm saying? Get that whole kind of vibe. It's just really however you want to do it. Then you got the shout, of course. All of that's there. And then when you're ready to take it out of the set list, just literally just take the star, just unstar it. Now I got an empty set list, no results, nothing's there, right? And then I can go and add in more loops for that next set or that next thing or whatever. Just that easy, just that simple to kind of create a set that you can work through in a live situation. And I think that's really, really cool. Whether it's the loops you save, the loops you create, the loops that you find in our browser that you like, maybe you adjusted some or whatever the case may be. That's just the easy way to kind of create sets and work through all of that stuff in Loop Elements or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of covers the set list part of it. You know what I'm saying? What else here to show you guys? And you guys let me know if you got any questions, anything that you got, you know, some other things about. My man says, let me see here, make sure I'm answering questions. What about the new loops in Pro? Can those be transferred to Deluxe? No. That's not the, no, I'm sorry. No, you can't do that. That's funny. It's funny to me because no, that's not the point, like, of what we're doing. Like, we're building this into it. Actually, Loop Elements Deluxe is like no longer on the site. You can't even buy it anymore. Like, we've totally discontinued Loop Elements Deluxe. We're not opening it up. You can't go back. You can't like take Loop Elements Lite and add loops to that. You know what I'm saying? Not doing it. We can't do that. We're not doing that. It's not a backwards compatibility thing. It's a forward kind of thing. So Loop Element, that's the point of like kind of moving into like Loop Elements Pro. It's like we're, you know, getting rid of the old system and we're moving into a whole new workflow. And we added in a ton of new loops. I mean, like probably about 100 new loops that we added in just for Loop Elements Pro. And then we included all of the loops and stuff that are in all of the previous versions. And, you know, like I said, they're non-transferable. That's probably the better word. Like, so if you want to get the new stuff that's in Loop Elements, plus the other stuff that's in Loop Elements Pro, plus the other stuff that's in Loop Elements Deluxe and previous versions, just get Loop Elements Pro. It has everything in it. And it's on sale right now for $129. And if you own Deluxe, then you can buy Loop Elements right now on the Crossgrade for $79.99. After the intro period is going up to $99 for a Crossgrade, but we're giving everybody a grace and space to upgrade or get into Loop Elements or what have you. We're just building that out or what have you. Let me make sure. Let me see. He said, I have all of them for Logic. Is there Crossgrade? Yes, you might have to, if you don't see it on the site, click on Crossgrade when you go to the what's it called. So if you go into, let me go back here to Safari. If you go to the website, you'll see Crossgrade and you'll click for that Crossgrade offer. And it should show up in your cart. If it doesn't, there's a little button here that says contact support. Hit us. We'll make sure that we'll verify that all of those are in your account. And then we'll send you like a coupon code or something to where you can get it if it doesn't work, but it should work if you click on it. If it doesn't, just hit us up. We'll make sure that you get in there. Steve, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. He said, I figured as much. I guess I gotta take out a set. Bro, whatever, bro. Like, man, y'all are so dramatic. So dramatic. Don't even get a second mortgage. Now, now you actually don't have to take out a second mortgage. If you want to, you can jump over here and you can use, let me zoom in here, Affirm. That means you can actually get these, you can get any of our products now with Affirm, which means you can do like, we're not doing subscriptions, right? This is more like a, installment payment thing. So you don't have to pay the full thing up front. You can literally just use Affirm and pay 4 interest-free payments. And it says as low as $12 a month. You know what I'm saying? So you can literally like, I don't like subscriptions. I don't like long haul subscriptions. Like this made sense to me. I thought long and hard about like how we could like up the payment options for our customers. Like people have been asking for like years for me to do subscriptions, but I'm like, I don't like subscriptions. I hate like paying subscriptions. The subscriptions I had, when there's a new subscription that comes out, I'm like, Jesus, I don't want to pay another subscription. But so I don't want to do that with our plugins. I don't ever want to do that. So Affirm is like the best option for me because it's not a subscription. It's a pay as you go type situation, installment thing where you can literally just, you know what I'm saying, 4 payments and you out. If you don't want to spend that $129 right then, or if you're buying multiple plugins, like you're buying like 5 plugins and it's $500, man, just stretch it out over 5 months and pay $100 a month and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? I like that option. And that's why when I saw that we could add that, I integrated that into our site. So you can use Affirm for all of you guys that just don't want to, maybe you don't stretch your Black Friday money already up. It's like, yo, just do Affirm. Go ahead, get in on the thing. You pay $12 and get in on this deal right now while we got it. Just do that. That's an option for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys check that out. Let me see. Get back over here. What else? Want to make sure I'm answering any questions that you guys got. I'm new to produce and watch lots of videos on it. Can you give me some tips on the best 88 keyboards and drum pads? That's a for this stream, because I'm really dealing with Loop Elements, but yeah, it make me have to use a different brain. Make me have to use a different brain because now I got to think about what's the best MIDI controller, best 88 key keyboards, and I'm assuming. I don't know if you're talking about like hardware keyboard or if you're talking about like a MIDI controller or drum pads. If you're looking, I don't really know. If you're looking for best 88, I say the Roland A88. I don't know what your budget is. There's a lot of questions that go into that, like what's the best, because it's best in, as far as production, or it's best as far as like, just a regular keyboard, just for some sounds, or best for live use. It's a lot of best questions, that could be, that's kind of broad. I need more variables to know exactly what you're looking for. All right. So I'm going to create a couple of loops here. I just want to showcase this process, but let me check something real quick, guys, because let me see something here. Okay, I gotta click off here real quick, so I can listen to something. audio disappear? You guys have audio, but I don't have audio for some reason. I need to check something. Let me try something here. Okay, so that's that. Bear with me for a second, guys. I'm checking something here. For whatever reason, I lost audio. You guys could hear it in the stream, but I could not hear it. What was that on the West Coast? So if I go to Studio Live, okay, I just heard it there. Okay. Wonder why I lost it over here, though. That didn't make sense. Maybe this will fix it. Oh, that sucks. Sorry, guys. I just lost audio for some reason. On Ecamm. I don't know why. And I can't show you the next thing I want to show you guys until I get this audio to come back through the stream. Let me check my settings here, because I don't want to have to end the session and then come back. Preferences. Feel free to ask me some questions if I'll check them in a second here. He says already sold. Yes, sir. Let's go, bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Jared. I think I said it right. Gerard. I'm terrible. I'm country. Let me figure out what happened to my audio real quick. I might have to jump off and jump back on. I hope not. I'm just trying to figure out what happened to my audio and why did I lose audio. That does not make sense. So what if I switch it to the studio display? I just need to make sure I have audio. I think you guys have it, but you guys can probably hear that. I can't hear it, and that's a problem. Why did it disappear? That's terrible. I have one more thing I want to try that I just thought about. That's not it either. Bear with me for a second, guys. Kieran says, will there be 9/8 loops? Man, you guys want some odd, but I could see the use case on 9/8. That's something to experiment with. I'll have to experiment with that because we're going to be doing a big update probably in the next like 30 to 45 days by the top of the year. Yeah, I know you can hear it because of the way the stream is set up. Like it's a virtual audio driver that's playing and looping the audio back into the stream. But what happened is for some reason, I lost audio on my side. Like I don't hear anything in my headphones. Like I'm gonna play this, right? I'm sure you guys can hear that, right? That's playing through. I can't hear anything. I hear nothing. I hear yeah, that's perfect for you guys, right? But I can't hear perfect. I hear nothing. I hear myself talking. That's what I hear. While you guys can hear all of the music in its blessed glory. It's a problem if I cannot hear it. So I want to be able to show you guys the trailer track and how we produced it using Loop Elements, because it's a really, really dope situation. But for whatever reason, I can't hear anything. Let me try one more other thing. I'm thinking. Let me see. Okay, I can hear that. What about this? Okay, I can hear that. So I'm sure y'all can hear that. I'm sure y'all can hear that. I'm sure y'all can hear that, right? Y'all let me know let me know if you can hear this. I'm gonna play this. Let me know if y'all hear that. Okay, perfect. I don't know what's going on, but I hear it's weird. I'll work without it. I know what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go this route. Let me see if that's good enough for me to hear. I think this might work for me. Yeah, that'll work. I can work with that. All right, so I had to do something real quick that kind of threw me off a little bit, but I'll make it do what it do. I'll make it do what it do. We'll fix that later. All right. So I want to show you guys how we produce the trailer track for Loop Elements. This is the track that is actually the track that's the promo track for it, so to speak. If you were watching the live reveal, then you saw this particular track that we did is a whole like sequence where I'm showcasing Loop Elements and how it works and stuff like that. So I want to show you guys how we produced this track. So let's jump over here. I'm gonna jump over here into Logic. Jump over here into Logic. So this is where we actually produced it. I'm gonna play the track for you guys so you guys can hear it first of all. This is the track. GospelProducers.com. So that's the trailer track, the opening track that you guys saw, and you've probably been seeing on the socials and all of that stuff like that. But I want to show you guys how we used Loop Elements to produce this, just all of the audio stuff, because you have these are just the audio tracks or what have you on everything, right? Just the audio tracks. A lot of stuff from Juice was used. A lot of stuff from I think the drums are Pro Drums. My man, Brandon Williams, shout out to him, did all of the production on this, all of this stuff right here that you hear. Like he created all of this in the magic. Super dope. I mean, super crazy, right? That's all Brandon, but he used a lot of GP stuff. I'm gonna get him on the channel where we can actually show how he produced this and some of the stuff that he used or what have you. But this is all Loop Elements on this. So I'm gonna run the Loop Elements just from the top. Now, I did a little trick here, a little hack with the EQ. We just automated a global EQ, just a channel EQ on the master. And so this is how you get that intro that kind of fades in like this. I'll unsolo everything so you can hear it. GospelProducers.com. And that's how we got the intro, right? That's how we got that kind of locked in or what have you. It's just that's where that comes from. It's not actually, you can do that in Loop Elements because you can automate all of the filters, but because I needed everything to be filtered, I just put it on the master. It was just quicker to do that versus trying to go to all the individual channels. But this is just Loop Elements portion of it. And this is all loop elements. I think something's not playing. Oh, that's not playing because that's not in there. Okay, let me start that over. I had one of the tracks muted. The crowd clap stuff was muted. That sounds so different. There we go. Knew something was missing. And that's how we use, that's all loop elements using, doing that track. So let's break down what we got here. So first of all, we got loop elements. I love how this loading goes in, comes up whenever you open up loop elements for the first time. A little loading thing, kind of wanted it to feel like hardware. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever I cut on my motif, or not motif, my montage or my chronos or whatever, you get that nice loading bar, and I just think that's just so cool. So I wanted to incorporate that into what we were doing. So this is the first loop that is inside of inside of this track or what have you that we're using, and it's this. And just for let me turn off this global fade. That way I don't have to keep listening through all it. So this is the first loop inside of there. And it's called Perfect Modern Up Tempo. Let's break this loop down. And we're way here. Let's break this loop down. So you got crowd claps, element, shaker, afro, this and that. Crazy, right? Then of course the hey. You know what I'm saying? And that's that loop. You know what I'm saying? That's that loop. And so the power of this is stacking loops. So that loop is stacked with, and I'll go to this loop first, because that loop is stacked with this loop right here, which is trapped out one, and it sounds like this. That true lap loop sounds like this. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. That loop is in there, right? And then we're gonna, that one is stacked with this loop right here. So we get them all together. Woo. Right? And then here's where the magic happens with this loop here. Which is, let's make sure I'm on the wrong one. The magic happens with this one because we have some automation going on. So let me go all the way back to the beginning on this one. And as you can see, this is muted, that is muted. You know what I'm saying? They're muted, and I've got some automation kind of going on. And watch what happens. Just gonna stop. And that's where the 808 is coming from. Now, here's the cool thing, channel effects, right? You have channel effects on everything. And so you can easily pitch your 808. So I'm going to solo just the 808 in Loop Elements. And let's get this section right here. Loop. So let's solo this. See what I'm saying? We'll let it come back around. I can pitch this to whatever I need it to be, just using the pitch button. Zero is C. So if you double click it, it goes back to C. So this is just C. So if I want the 808 in C sharp, you know, if I want it in D, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can put the 808 wherever I need it to be. You know what I mean? And then you can see like the muting and stuff happening. That's happening with key commands that I programmed in as we were going through the loop, as we were going through, I performed it, and I showcased that in the actual, you know, live video or what have you yesterday. But that's how I programmed that. I literally just muted and brought in those elements and stuff. So you got the 808, you got the 808 in here. But you've also got this. And then you've also got this guy, I think was playing at the very beginning. It's this. Let's see. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I didn't go back to the beginning. This was playing in the very beginning. Oh, it keeps going back to the, sorry. This was playing in the very beginning. See what I'm saying? So all of these little elements come together to make this big sound when we finally get to here. And then you blend it with this, and you come up with this. Right? And then the beginning, we have this last little texture in here. That was another loop, which was, what is this one? I'm in the wrong one, this one. Beast mode beat, which sounds, beast mode sounds like this. Then this, then it goes into the regular thing. But this one comes back during this breakdown. It comes back in, and watch what happens with this. At this point, we bring it's one point we bring the kick in. So it's there to add the texture. And so there's this breakdown part where the music breaks all the way down, and you can just hear the elements, because that's what, you know, when I was creating this, I told Brandon I wanted this. So that's why I brought the elements in right here at this part, and everything is running. And so you go from this, you get this big breakdown. Then we got right here. You know what I'm saying? And then we end it with this last one. Just like that. That was the whole track with Loop Elements. And so let's play the whole track from the beginning. Oh, and then let me let's put the put the big filter back on again. So this is the whole track from top to bottom. Let's pull this one up. Oh, that's peculiar sounds. No, you don't need that. Wrong loop, wrong plugin. This is the whole loop from top to bottom.
GospelProducers.com.
And that's how we did the whole track. So again, these are just the elements. And I'm gonna try to see if I can bring, let's see if we can get all of the element tracks in one window here. So we'll go to this track. I'm gonna try to see if I can get them all on the screen so you can watch what they're all doing during the what's called. You can easily resize these, right? Just by kind of clicking in here. We'll put this one will go down there. Okay, I'm gonna try to get all of these guys in here. Give me a second. That's that one. And then we got one more guy. So 4 instances of loop elements, and you'll be able to see what they all do here. So we'll just put this one here, we'll put this guy here, and just stack these elements in here, just crowd them in there. Then we're gonna run the track from the top. So now you can watch and see what Loop Elements does.
GospelProducers.com.
That one unmuted. And then let's just do just the elements by itself. These are just the elements by itself. This is all one plugin, 4 instances stacked. You know what I'm saying? Hey. So I think that's really, really dope how you can use that. I just use 4 instances, stacking loops, doing all of those things like that. It really is, I'm looking forward to like seeing what you guys do with it. And I'm also looking forward to, you know, kind of eating my own dog food, so to speak, and utilizing this on some tracks that I'm working on and being able to come in and showcase like how we're using this. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do with it. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump back over here. Let's see what you guys are talking about. All right, so let's see. Kieran said fire. Let me come out of here. Get to back here. The drums are coming from they're from Pro Drums. The actual live drums, those were Pro Drums. That's Pro Drums for the live drums. Yeah, Brandon is the dude, man. How would you know if you're eligible for the Crossgrade? To know if you're eligible for the Crossgrade, you're gonna go to, let me pull it up here, the website, and you will click here. In order to be eligible for the Crossgrade, you gotta own either Loop Elements, Loop Elements Deluxe, or one of the bundle versions of it. You know what I'm saying? So if you did that, then you're going to be there. So you just click on the Crossgrade, you'll log into your account. It's going to ask you to log in, and you'll see Crossgrade there if you're eligible for that or what have you. Otherwise, and it's only if you've bought, the Loop Elements bundle, volume 1 through 3, like all as a bundle, or if you own Loop Elements Deluxe, the system will kick it and let you know. If you don't, and you do own Loop Elements Deluxe, or you own one of the bundles and it's not working for some reason, we've had a couple of people that had some issues, just hit us up in customer support. We'll get you straight. But that's only if you own it. Now, if you own like Extreme Worship and you bought that in 2022, that's the only version of Loop Elements, or you Loop Elements Lite, you're not getting the Crossgrade, bro. I'm sorry. But he says, I don't hear a difference. You don't get what the plugin is doing. I don't know. Just let me know what, could you guys see Loop Elements on the screen? I could see it, and I don't know. If you didn't hear what Loop Elements was doing, I'm not sure because we were here, right? We bring up all of the versions of Loop Elements, right? Let me like mute just solo Loop Elements. That's it. This is just Loop Elements. All of the drums, all of the elements are coming from Loop Elements. These are 4 instances of the plugin running, and there's different loops in each one. There's this loop, there's this loop, there's this loop, and they're all running together to get this sound. That's what the plugin is doing. It's 4 different instances of the plugin that's running, and it's playing all of the different things. This is the full track with everything in it. These tracks up here are Loop Elements only, and they're playing.
GospelProducers.com.
If I take Loop Elements out, this is just the music. If I bring Loop Elements in, no Loop Elements, Loop Elements. That's what the plugin's doing. Hopefully that made sense. What did you say? He said, I just listened to your track. I'm trying to figure out. I just joined. I listened to your track. Then you put 4 instances of LE, and I didn't hear this difference. You listened to my track. When I put on 4 instances of Loop Elements, you didn't hear a difference. I don't know if you're trolling me or if I'm not being clear in what's going on. There's this loop. The Loop Elements is a plugin. Let's just clear it out. Which one is the one? Let's just use 1 instance of Loop Elements. There's this guy right here, right? In this instance of Loop Elements, let me make sure I got that soloed. In this instance of Loop Elements, you have maybe I'm on the wrong track. In this instance of Loop Elements, you have these loops running. There's this 808. And then there's this effect. That's running. That's what's going on there in that instance of Loop Elements. In this instance of Loop Elements, this is track number 1. There's these guys going on. Same area. It's all of these loops. Right? That's running. You mix this loop with this loop and you get this. And then you take that loop and you stack it with this loop. Let's just see this loop by itself, because I want to make sure that I'm explaining it correctly and everybody's. There's a whole different loop, whole different drum loop, right? And then we mix that loop with this loop, and you got 3 different loops playing at the same time. I take this one out. I take this one out. That's what's going on. Hopefully that makes more sense. I don't know. Yeah, and if I was confusing in that, I apologize, because I don't know. I tried to be as clear about that or what have you. My man says, for example, if I want my first song to be, but this is a previous thing. I think I remember. So, can the set list be rearranged on the fly? Not currently. They cannot be rearranged on the fly. So you have to kind of order them the way that you want for them to be. He said, if you want the first song to be the third song, and can I reposition by dragging and dropping? You don't have to make a new set list. You just have to kind of star them in the order that you want them to be in, so to speak. Because once they're in the set list, that's this. So you got to know which loop is going to be like first. So I need this loop to be first. And then we're going to go find this one. This is song 2. You star that one. So like as an example, I'll showcase that. So if you're wanting to really get dirty into the set list feature or whatever, let's clear our set list, right? If I know we're going to be doing the church welcome song. What did I do? Oh, I did something. It's probably because my audio is like all off. Just reload Loop Elements here. Okay, so I don't know what happened with my audio. So let's clear all of my set list out. So if I want the church welcome song, that's going to be our first song, right? I'm going to put that in the set list. That shows up, right? Then praise and worship flow. Let's just say this one. That's going to be my first. That's going to be our second song. We'll put that in there. And then if the third song is going to be Glorious Day, right? This one. You know what I'm saying? Now and then, like I said, I need a bump, right? I need a good bump. Let's go grab the Hey Church Shout, which is this one. When I go here, you'll see that they're in the order in which I started them. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the flow, so to speak. You know what I mean? How you can kind of really get down and dirty with that, if that makes sense. My man, he said he definitely enhances the track. Thank you, sir. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Demetrius. Let's see, he says probably because those elements were already in when you play. Maybe so. And I'm sorry if I made it confusing. And I know how that is when you come into a stream and we've already been going like maybe 20 minutes before the end. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, what's going on here? And it's like, I don't know what he's doing. You just missed. It's fine. You know, you join when you join, and I hope that made sense. Like the secondary explanation when I went back through and showed it. Hopefully that made more sense. How many loops comes in the program? We have about almost 300 presets in there loaded. These are the presets. The presets here come in there. There's 300 presets in here in all of these different folders across multiple genres that you can use. There's over 300 of these presets, right? But there are hundreds of loops, like hundreds of like probably 300 or so, 300, 400 some just loops. These are these loops, like the snares, the shakers, the elements, all of that stuff like that. Like there's hundreds of those, and you can rearrange them and create as many loops as you want to create. We just gave you kind of about, you know, almost 300 just presets that you can kind of use out the box. And you can tweak any of those presets to be what you want, and you can save a loop, create your own loops using all of our internal loops, hundreds of internal loops, and then save those, and you can build your entire loop library inside of Loop Elements to use in a live situation. So that's kind of how that works or what have you. Oh, you already asked that. Okay. And so you're just asking the question again. Understood might be helpful to have that feature. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I understand that. Again, there's a lot of updates and feature things that we're gonna do. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna develop this platform into. I have a bunch of new features already on the list to add within the coming months, multi-output and different things like that that are going to be coming to the plugin. So I'm really excited to see where we're going to kind of go from there. All right, I got a couple of more things. Let's just build some loops real quick. I just wanted to build a loop for you guys, and then I'm going to get out of here. So if you want to build a loop, go here, user, empty. That clears all of the loops. So now I got an empty thing. Let's just set a BPM. I'm just random. Let's go 104, just because. I'm gonna press M, that turns on my metronome. So I got a nice metronome. Let's see. Start with the kick, maybe kick 8, just doing random. Okay. And a tam. And then I'm going to use the variate to kind of shift this a little bit.